We acknowledge that we live here on the lands of the Osage people who were removed unjustly, and we as community members are the beneficiaries of that removal. We honor them as we live, work, and study here in Missouri. Greenways are outdoor spaces that connect people and places. Greenways in the St. Louis region are located on land stewarded by Native American people throughout generations.
Many of the greenways trace the waterways that form the foundation of our communities here in the St. Louis region. Our waterways connect us all, and our actions impact the water quality in our own communities and downstream.
The waterways here in Missouri are very sacred to several tribes who've lived here. We acknowledge that a lot of the ways we've lived with the land are very sacred to the Native people. Not only do we live from the water, we live with the water.
Over the years, people have gathered together on the banks of these creeks to catch fish, eat together, and share stories. Deer Creek begins in Creve Coeur and Shady Creek begins in Glendale, and the two creeks come together here in Lorraine Davis Park, where they flow on to the River des Peres, into the Mississippi River, and out to the Gulf of Mexico. Much like the greenways that trace the waterways here in the St. Louis region, many Native American people also have a connection to these creeks, streams, and rivers, with the understanding that life thrives along waterways.
For ancestral Native people, gathering along the river provided not only opportunities for community, but also for ceremonial purposes. It's important to keep the waterways healthy in terms of not polluting the environment and ensuring that these spaces are healthy for future generations.
Deer Creek watershed is home to nearly 100,000 people and a variety of animals, such as deer, coyote, fox, mink, raccoon, great blue heron, kingfisher, duck, turtles, fish, frogs, macroinvertebrates, and the plants that support us all. Part of indigenous wisdom is knowing what parts of the plants to prepare, when to prepare them, and how to prepare them to be able to use them for medicine and food. And in addition to having relationships with humans, these plants also have relationships with wildlife and native pollinators all around them. Here are a few examples of the native plants you can see along the greenways and some of the benefits they provide. The buttonbush always grows near water. Its fragrant flowers are a favorite nectar source for honeybees, and some birds build their nests in this shrub. This is the blue flag iris. It is one of 4 native iris flowers here in Missouri. The large blue-purple flowers bloomed earlier in the spring, and bumblebees collect nectar from these flowers while cross-pollinating them in the process. Because this flower grows in wetlands, it plays an important role in cleaning the water and stabilizing the soil. This is the slender mountain mint, which actually smells like mint. Bees, beetles, butterflies, flies, wasps, and skippers are all attracted to this flower. This is the cucumber magnolia tree. The cucumber magnolia and the umbrella magnolia are the only native magnolia trees here in Missouri. The name comes from the young fruit, which is shaped like a cucumber. The seeds are eaten by birds and small mammals. The Ozark witch hazel is named for people known as water witches in the Ozarks who use the forked branches of this shrub to find the best places to dig water wells. Deer eat the twigs and leaves of this shrub. Raccoons, squirrels, mice, and as many as 45 species of songbirds eat the fruit of this elderberry. Deer eat the leaves and twigs. Bees, beetles, butterflies, flies, and moths collect the pollen of the elderberry. The confluence of these two creeks supports an entire community of plants, animals, and people.
All of the plants shown in the video can be used for medicine and/or food when prepared properly.
Native plants change throughout the course of the year, and throughout generations, Native American people have grown to understand how the seasons impact the plants and when best to collect the plants in order to be able to safely use them.
The sacred relationship between Native American people and the ancestral land where the Greenways are located continues today.